Well, Pat, a few miles to the east, out in Flushing, Long Island, the Shea Stadium faithful witness a sports spectacle that none of them will ever forget.
A standing room only crowd jammed Shea Stadium last week for a happening. When San Francisco's John Brody passed to Gene Washington at the end of the first quarter, it marked the only connection of the day for this dynamic duo. But it didn't seem to matter because another Washington, Vic, number 22, continued the 49er thrust to the end zone. The 49ers were well on their way to breaking their two-game losing spell and regaining first place in the NFC West. For the 7th straight game, Bob Davis was at quarterback for the Jets. But on this day, he would complete only one ill-fated pass. Bob Davis, the third-string quarterback who had surprisingly taken over a half a season earlier, was forced to leave the game in pain, while the man currently listed as the number 3 Jet quarterback was called upon to make his first appearance since a season and a half, and a broken wrist and another surgically mended knee. And now it was up to Joe Namath to show the world that he still had the magic. Namath's first 2 passes bounced harmlessly on the grass. And there again was the question, was the magic still there? Probably even Namath himself didn't know. Then on his next series and his 3rd official pass attempt of the season, Namath hit Emerson Boozer for 28 yards. Next, Namath tried to hit Rich Castor at the left sideline, but Bruce Taylor stepped up, grabbed the ball, and dashed all the way to the Jets' 2-yard line. From the 2, the San Francisco offense failed, and the 49ers had to settle for a field goal and a 10-0 lead. On the next New York series, Namath completed 2 of 2 for 42 yards. But from the San Francisco 1-yard line, rookie running back Steve Harkey fumbled into the end zone, and only Jimmy Johnson's injured arm painfully prevented a New York touchdown. In the second half, Ken Willard immediately got the 49ers rolling again. In all, Willard ran for 129 yards, while his running mate, Vic Washington, accumulated 125. And then there was that third speedy runner in the San Francisco backfield. John Brody's touchdown put the 49ers comfortably ahead, 17-0, early in the 3rd period. Then suddenly, like lightning from the winter sky, came the old Namath magic. Rich Castor's 57-yard touchdown made the score 17-7. And there it remained until early in the 4th quarter when John Brody found Vic Washington all alone, and suddenly the game seemed over at 24-7. Brody completed only 5 passes in the game, but they seemed to be more than enough, especially with the NFC's top-ranked defense now free to storm into Namath's pass pocket on every play. But despite the pressure, once again Namath found Rich Castor heading for the end zone, and the Jets were closer at 24-14. Just 6 plays later, following a blocked punt, Namath again went for the big one, this time to little Eddie Bell, number 7. Suddenly, the Jets were within 3 points, and Super Sunday didn't seem so far away. With less than 2 minutes to play, the Jets got the ball for the last time. And again, Namath went for Bell. In the game's final minute, Namath threw 5 more passes, at least one of which came about as close as humanly possible to the winning touchdown. With only 16 seconds to play, Namath had a 3rd and 10 at the San Francisco 19. He chose to throw again for Ed Bell in the end zone. Johnny Fuller, playing in the middle of the 49ers' deep zone defense, had ended the last New York threat and had preserved the San Francisco victory for first place in the NFC West. But the name everyone was repeating over and over was not Johnny Fuller, or Ken Willard, or Vic, or Gene Washington, or even John Brody. It was Joe, for Joe was back, and the magic was there again.
Well, Joe Willie Whiteshoes really had them breathing hard up in New York last week, but what a great comeback. He's really a great QB, isn't he?
One of the best I've ever seen, without doubt.